One of tonight's classical music nominees, the maestro of the Los Angeles Philharmonic, Gustavo Dudamel. Among his talents, he's something of a Pied Piper to young musicians, as John Dickerson shows us.
Conductor Gustavo Dudamel is a rock star of the classical music world. So how did he end up on a folding chair playing in a public school theater?
This is like a really big honor.
Violin players Francisco Guerra and Deborah Tu,
I feel really nervous.
who are high schoolers in Trenton, New Jersey, say it was the surprise of their lives. But for Dudamel, it is a part of his life story. When you look at the students playing, what do you see?
Well, I see myself, because it's exactly the same environment where I grew up,
A transplant from Venezuela who answers to maestro. Dudamel now leads the Los Angeles Philharmonic, where he was named music director at just 28. He's performed at the Super Bowl and for Pope Benedict XVI. Now 39, he recently wrapped up a string of performances conducting Princeton University students, including this free concert. It's a long way from his first conducting gig.
My favorite game at home was to arrange my toys like an orchestra and conduct them. That for me was the most fun part of the day. And I put a recording. It was an LP. And I was rehearsing, seriously. This is not together, this is loud, please play less, so let's go back. That made me be what I am, and I do the same. Of course, not with toys, but with great artists in front.
Most of all, he credits a Venezuelan program that stresses music as a way to enhance lives and targets students when they're young. The late Bob Simon featured Dudamel and the program on 60 Minutes in 2008.
El Sistema is less a music program than a profound social movement that takes kids off the streets, takes them away from crime and drugs and despair.
You once said the music saved me.
Completely.
Are you trying to help save others?
Completely. The power of transformation that music have, in the life of children is unique, especially for disadvantaged children. What is the worst thing? To be poor, to be no one. You are excluded in the society. When you give an instrument that is something sublime. How are you?
Now an ambassador of the sublime, Dudamel travels to cities like Trenton, where the median household income is about $31,000. The Trenton Music Makers is a program inspired by El Sistema.
I play in an orchestra like you. I was making a lot of mistakes. But I was having a lot of fun.
The American government has cut funding for the arts programs, and it kind of gets pushed to the back. What would you say?
It's all the time. When it comes an economic crisis, the first thing that gets cut is art, because art has been seen as entertainment, as something elitist, and it's not like that. Art has to be part of the fundamental education of a child. It's a transformation of the society. Good?
It's a transformation, the maestro says, happens one student at a time.
We have the same hair. The three of us.
Which brings us back to that high school orchestra practice.
Yes, I have sound.
And violin players Deborah Tu and Francisco Guerra. What was it like when he sat down next to you to play?
I was like freaking out.
Did he say anything to you?
He said we played good.
He was very into it.
Infectious excitement is a Gustavo Dudamel trademark, available to everyone and necessary, no matter your profession. Do you want to become a musician?
I want to be a nurse.
I kind of want to be an engineer.
Even if the students here don't go on to be professional musicians, it still has value.
Absolutely. It's not to be musicians, it's to touch art, you know, and to have art as part of your life.
And this is what it sounds like to have art touch your life.
Sometimes I'd be having a hard time at school, and then I start playing music. It made me forget everything that happened.
Without music, like imagine it, the world would be boring.
Good. Thank you for letting me play with you. My God.